customer service rep, Christine Hurst, is suing her ex-boyfriend, security guard Clinton Burton Jr., for assaulting her and destroying her cell phone. Clinton says Christine is a con artist.
Order. Yeah, this is case number 319 on the calendar in the matter of Hurst versus Burton.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Ms. Hurst, according to what I've read in your complaint, you and the defendant met a little over a year ago through a dating service.
Yes.
And you started to date, and then the relationship cooled off a bit. Recently, during this past summer, you decided to rejuvenate the relationship, and you contacted the defendant and began a series of telephone communications that ultimately led to some casual dating.
Yes.
So far, is that correct?
That's correct.
And then there was an evening in July, September? When was it?
September 13th.
That something happened that you're going to tell me about, because it is your claim that he assaulted you and broke a piece of your property at an evening that was supposed to be a pleasant evening at his home. Mr. Burton said he did no such thing. So why don't you tell me how the evening started?
September 13th, he was calling me. He was telling me, he called out throughout the day, saying, why don't you come on over, and I was hesitant. I said, okay. I waited later in the day, and then I told him, I said, you know what, okay, I'll come.
How many times had you called her that day, sir?
Your Honor, I only called her like one time, and she called me. I didn't call her.
Okay, so you called him back and said what?
About the fourth or fifth time he called, I finally said, okay, I'm going to go get some movies. I'm going to go get some, house wine. And then we had a nice dinner that day.
What time did you get there?
I would say about 5:30.
And you drank wine?
We both drank some wine, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And then just out of nowhere, at the end of the dinner, he came out with some kind of game playing, saying, well, I did this and I did this through the relationship.
I did this. What did he say?
He put up all the financial, as far as dating, when a man is going to go ahead and take you out to eat and stuff, they go ahead and, they pay for the eating and all. So he was bringing all that up. And then when I started getting ready to say, well, I did this and I did that, he started covering my mouth, but in a joking manner, playing manner. And then it turned out to where he wanted to get some wine. Well, he didn't have any money, so he was gathering some receipts and the purchase that he had purchased a while back, whatever it was. And then he was asking for my bus pass. So then at that time, I told him no. I said, I don't want to, I'm not, you don't trust me. You don't trust me. That's what he's coming out saying. And I'm like, okay. I'm hoping that the conversation will end. Just out of nowhere, he comes out and he says, you got to go.
Okay, so what happened?
I left. I tried to pack up everything. He got mad when I was trying to get everything gathered up. I wasn't saying anything to him. I did say, do you have the rest of the money that you owe me so I can take the cab home? And then sure enough, he got madder and started pushing me, shoving me with his chest at me. And then as I was gathering everything, that's when he pushed me against the wall, and the wall cracked behind me in the dining room, yes. And then I stepped back after I got pushed, and I waited for him. He just kept calling B word to me with a disgusting look, scary look, I might add, and just kept saying it. Yes, I was really frightened, and I just stepped out, and I'm against the wall, and that's when he pushed me again, trying to take my cell phone. The second time, he got it, and then he threw it as I was trying to call the police.
What'd you call the police for?
Because of the abuse that he was doing. He was pushing me and hurting me. He didn't have no right to put his hands on me at all.
Okay, and I'm waiting for you. Let's hear.
First of all, Your Honor, everything she just said, she's lying.
Just tell me your version of the events, Mr. Burton.
Your Honor, she called me on a Saturday. She said she was preparing a roast and a dinner. And I said, why don't you bring everything over to my house, and then I'll finish preparing it, and then, we can have dinner over my house. So she came over my house, and I finished preparing the meal, and then she asked me to pour her a glass of wine. I poured her a glass of wine. Then all of a sudden, she started acting funny because I think she takes sight meds or something, because you can't drink on sight meds. But anyway, Your Honor, she just started talking, ramming on the top of her head, just started acting crazy.
Like what?
I mean, started talking. She didn't make no sense whatsoever. Like, you a punk, you this, you ain't a man, you this and you that. And she kept talking loud. It was 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I told her, stop talking loud in my house because you disturbing my neighbors. And she kept talking loud. And then I walked over to her and put my hand over her mouth. This is the physical abuse she was saying. So I said, maybe if I just walk away from her, maybe she'll stop. And so I went into the restroom, Your Honor, you know, and I went in the restroom and used the restroom and washed my hand. I heard a scream. And so I came back out, and Your Honor, she told me, I said, what are you screaming for? She told me she had saw a leprechaun run through the living room. I went over there, I said, you got to go. So she went over there and got her stuff, and she kept saying, hit me, hit me. She was doing that, hit me, hit me, hit me. You know, hit me, hit me, hit me. I didn't know what was going on, Your Honor. I thought she was finna turn into a chicken or something. Then she started yelling rape. And I ran to my bedroom and got my shoes. I said, you got to go. You got to get out of my house. And she started yelling rape outside, so I grabbed the cell phone and I threw it in the bushes. Because, you know, I'm not finna get set up for something I didn't do.
And you say in your answer, sir, that you called her on the cell phone the next day.
Okay. I had got her out of my house. She called me about 5 minutes later from a payphone. She said, Clint, she said, I can't find my cell phone. I need a way home. Could you please help me get a way home and help me find my cell phone? Your Honor, I watch cops. You know, I know there's no way that she was going to get me outside. I know the cops was already outside. So what I did, I cut off all my lights and everything and went to bed. When I went to bed, next thing you know, the cops was outside my window, bright light, and banging on the door. The next day,
So you didn't answer the door?
Huh? No, I never answered the door because she wasn't finna set me up for something I didn't do. So, Your Honor, the next day I put star 67. That's blocking the number out, and called her cell phone, and she answered the cell phone. So that let me know that she found the cell phone. Not only this, Your Honor, this young lady is on at least three or four chat lines and the internet. This lady is looking for victims on the chat lines and the internet to sue.
Gosh.
She done told me about at least 3 lawsuits she done had.
Okay. Now, Ms. Hurst, you called the police?
I did call the police after
Did you
trying.
file a report?
Yes, I did.
Can I see a copy of the report?
It's all the lies she done told.
Did I let you speak? Was I polite to you?
Yes, you were.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I don't understand. How can I make a call her on that cell phone if it's in pieces like that?
Do I look like a telephone technician to you?
And later today,
I guarantee you that when you're working from 10 to 6, he's fooling around. Guaranteed! And just like he made a fool out of her, he's gonna make a fool out of you.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christine Hurst says ex-boyfriend Clinton Burton Jr. assaulted her and destroyed her cell phone. Clinton says Christine is a con artist.
Miss Hurst, police note the presence of alcohol when they saw you.
I let them know that we were drinking 2 to 3 glasses of house wine that I had brought over to his house.
It was about 10 glasses.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. How many bottles of wine did she bring over?
She brought she bought a big jug of St. Carlos wine, and the whole jug was finished.
Okay. You drank a lot that evening.
No, we didn't. We drank 2 or 3, and as the police report says, I was very calm.
You got to be calm to lie.
No, you're doing a lot of lying.
What kind of work do you do, Miss Hurst?
I don't. Customer service, cashiering.
She worked for the devil.
Mr. Burton, you don't want to lose this case. So far, you're not losing. You want to lose?
No, ma'am.
Then you have to not speak to her again. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, do you get any sort of Social Security?
I don't get any of that, no.
Are you currently under the care of a psychiatrist?
No.
Do you currently take any medication?
No.
Okay. Mr. Burton, the police indicated that they found the cell phone that you had thrown out of your house.
Yes.
And they found it, and it was, in fact, broken. Is that the cell phone?
Yes, it is.
Can I see it, please?
Sure. And here's the receipt that I just purchased with it, too. Do you?
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if that cell phone in pieces like that, how did I start star 67 her number and made a phone call, and she picked it up.
Mr. Burton, Mr. Burton, listen to me, sir. Clearly, I mean, if I were to recap this evening, you both were probably feeling pretty fine because you both had a little bit to drink. She may have had a worse reaction to the alcohol than you. I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't think that you injured her because she refused any medical treatment, and the police really don't indicate that there were any injuries other than a little scratch under her nose that I don't know how she got, because according to her, you just pushed her. But you do acknowledge, Mr. Burton, that you took her cell phone
and threw it.
And the police, in their report, indicate that they found the cell phone in pieces. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so you have to pay for the cell phone. The cell phone was $180.
But what I'm saying, I don't understand. How can I make a call her on that cell phone if it's in pieces like that? She done broke it the rest of the way.
Can I ask you a question, Mr.
Yes,
Burton?
ask me a question.
Do I look like a telephone technician to you? How do I...
I don't know.
How the heck do I know how you made a phone call to her? The police said the cell phone was broken. You have to pay for the new cell phone. You don't have to pay $5,000, which is what she's looking for.
Okay.
But $180 is what she paid for the phone. $180 is what you're going to pay her. Judgment for the plaintiff, $180. Don't drink if you can't hold your liquor, Miss Hurst.
No,
that's all.
I wasn't
That's
drunk.
it.
Why is that
Goodbye.
excused? You may step out.
Ever drink. Crazy lady.
He's the one on Prozac. He's the one he's the only one who has disability. I don't.
She's a total liar. She's on psych meds, and she knows she is. She get SSI, and she's crazy.
Maybe the Prozac turned him that way. I don't know.
Every time she drinks, she has obnoxious lies and steals out of my house.
All he did in the long run is just take advantage and made a spectacle out of himself, really, not for me.
If any mental hospital know this young lady, please come and get her, because she's on the loose.
Business owner Allison Ashmori is suing former friend, 27-year-old business owner Rodney Bonds, and his wife Nia for the cost of a website. The Bonds claim she got what she paid for.
This is case number 44 on the calendar in the matter of Ashmawi versus Bonds. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Miss Ashwami, according to what I read, you and the defendant had known each other for a period of time. You were friends, and you entered into a business relationship with them. You were starting a clothing line, some sort of a clothing line, and you asked them to prepare a website for your clothing line.
Correct.
And you paid them $3,000. Originally it was supposed to be $3,500, then it was $3,000 to create this website for you, which was supposed to include a photo shoot with models showing off your clothing.
Correct.
And it is your claim that they should return the entire amount of money that you gave them, because you paid them $3,000, because A, the website was not done to your satisfaction, B, it was not delivered on time, and C, the clothing that you provided for the photo shoot was given to the models, and they never returned it to you, and that was valuable.
Right.
The bonds say that they did what they were supposed to do, that the original agreement was not for $3,000, but for
$3,500.
And then you called and said you didn't want to spend $3,500, you only wanted to spend $3,000, so you told the plaintiff.
But I would have to pay the models and compensate them with clothing.
And the plaintiff said?
That it was okay. They agreed.
Okay. And then you say that you delivered the website on time, and that there was nothing wrong with it.
No.
Is that right?
Upon final delivery. There was initially, we worked out kinks, testing periods, but final delivery, there was an acceptance and there was nothing wrong with it.
Fine. What kind of clothing was this?
Urban wear, men's and women's.
And how did you find the defendants? Did you know them as website preparers, or whatever they call website
I knew
people?
Rodney as a child when he was about 13. I used to babysit him.
Well, what gave him the expertise that you felt was necessary to provide for this website?
He told me he went to school and he studied computers and that he himself built websites.
Did you ask for a sample of his work?
I had a lot of trust in him and love because we were like family, and I didn't think that I was going to actually have all these problems that I had.
When did you retain him?
I would say towards the end of October, early November.
And when was he supposed to deliver the website?
We had a verbal agreement that January 15th was the deadline.
And when did he deliver the website?
He did drop something off on January 15th, but it's incomplete. That's actually the CD-ROM that I have.
You say it's complete.
Yes, I do say it was complete.
In what way was it incomplete?
With spelling errors. But the first problem, too, is that he built the program in Flash. which means animation. Most clothing companies build in HTML, which means if you have a regular phone cable in your home or in your place of business, you are not allowed to get into my website. And the links don't match. If you hit menswear, you see women's wear. If you hit women's, you see something else.
What else do you see?
Well, the order form, the photos, I can show you if you want me to, Your Honor.
Sure. Let me see what you're talking about.
For instance, if we look at the top, if you look right here, the word waist is spelled wrong. Also, about us, the word right here, manufacturer, is spelled incorrectly.
Okay.
If you go into company bio, the way, the stars and things, it's very hard to read. If you go back to menswear and you look at an item, let's pull up jackets, for instance, and you go down to the order button to order, look what happens.
I don't know what happens.
The order form is going over the descriptive merchandise. You're unable to place an order.
So what do you do about that, sir?
Well, what she has, Your Honor, is actually rough draft of the site. What happened is you build a site, you show it to the client, and then afterwards we figure out what's wrong, then we fix those things. I have with me a copy of the published site that's directly from the internet. If you type up astarapparel.com.
Is this what you get when you log on to the internet, or do you have something else?
I have something else.
So what are you showing me this for?
Because this is his work. This is his work. This is the final site that I got from him. I never received anything
From
else.
him, so then you had somebody else finish it.
Correct.
Well, why didn't you tell him to finish it?
Because he stole from me.
Just a minute. Listen to me. He delivered something on 1/15.
Correct.
And what you're showing me is small things. You're showing me a couple of spelling errors, which could easily have been fixed. He's showing this to me. Why didn't you say to him on the 15th?
I asked him time and time repeatedly to correct it.
After the 15th, when did you ask him to correct it?
I called him probably every day for a duration of, I would say, about a week.
Until when?
After about 10 days, I
You
went
mean
to
the
outside
25th
company.
of January?
Approximately.
Is that right?
No, that's not true, Your Honor. The things that she asked me to fix, I did fix.
Like what?
I fixed...
Did you fix this?
Yes, I fixed that. I also have emails that she
Just
actually...
a second. Did he fix this?
No, he did not.
I don't believe that. Go ahead.
I have an email showing that she emailed a third party explaining what Rodney was fixing.
Can I see it, please?
Okay. If you look right here in the second line, it said he still had problems with the option button. He is fixing it, as well as the order form still does not submit directly. Other than that, we have any problem. This is from Alison Eshmawi to Rodney Bonds.
Show it to her, Bert.
Okay.
In that state.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
When did you finally fix all of these things? Give me the date, Mr. Bonds.
I would say between the 15th and around the 30th.
Okay. What else?
I had to go to an outside party to have it fixed, and I have a receipt of that.
Have this option button fixed?
And as long with the spellings.
Spellings, I'm not interested, madam.
And also to launch the site. And also, he charged me $760 for maintenance fee, which he never provided.
Let me see what you have.
Sure.
Your Honor, I also have a copy of that I can explain that the $760 was not inclusive, because if you look up top, it says the cost was $2,000, and then there was a phase 2 cost, which was $1,500 that I did not put in there. But the phase 2 had the catalog design, which is what's on the site. So we never got into the $760.
No, maintaining accurate records of all customers and housing content product on a secure server, updating quarterly content. That has to do with future stuff.
Yeah. And where it says phase 2 catalog.
Listen to me. I want to hear about the clothing. Tell me about the clothing for the models.
Basically, I purchased my cost price, my wholesale price, took all the clothing for the models and gave them to him. I also have the receipts here, what he was paid. He got a total of $1,765 of clothing for the photo shoot. And when he returned them, about 2 weeks later, and I itemized them with my accountant, these are the list of items that was missing, was a total $909.
Did you ever have a conversation with Mr. and Mrs. Bonds about paying the models in kind, with merchandise, rather than paying them in cash?
No, I didn't. The agreement was there was a budget allocated of $500 for them to get paid. I also have signed receipts from the models that they didn't receive any money.
Did you ever have a discussion with the defendants with regard to $3,500 as the total fee, and then you wanted to do it for $3,000, which is what he says?
That was because he was supposed to do a print catalog, which was part of phase 2, which he never did it.
Does anybody have a full contract signed?
There was no contract. This was a verbal agreement, but I have a witness that was there where she actually witnessed, which is a model, witnessed Allison and I having a conversation about giving samples away. She witnessed
Now,
Allison.
that person I'd like to hear, because that will take care of this case
Okay.
as far as I'm concerned. Can you tell me your name?
Michelle Torres Monroe.
Ms. Monroe, you were a model for this photo shoot?
I was.
And I understand you have information with regard to your compensation
Yes.
and the plaintiff.
I was told by Mr. Bonds and Mrs. Bonds that I would be compensated with sample clothing. During the photo shoot, I witnessed Mr. Bonds and Allison having a conversation.
You were at the photo shoot?
Yes.
Go ahead.
They had a conversation, and after their conversation was done, Allison reached into the samples, and she had given samples to her models. So Mr. Bonds, in turn, gave me a sample of clothing. After the photo shoot, we went outside. Allison's car was broken into, and Mr. and Mrs. Bonds asked if we could put the clothing in our car because there was so much and her car was broken into. We were outside, and Allison said, "Thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking the clothes, putting them in your car. Please feel free to take anything you want, and Rodney and I will divvy it up later."
That sound right to you?
Incorrect.
I believe her. I believe her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I was avoiding an accident and got into an accident.
She told me not one, but two different stories as to what occurred.
Do you think that she intentionally caused an accident where another employee was injured?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Allison Ashmowry claims former friends Rodney and Nia Bonds owe for the cost of a website. Allison claims the finished product was horrible.
What reason does she have to lie to me?
First
Give
of
me
all,
a reason.
I'm not saying that she lied, but what's incorrect, I did have a small car, and he was responsible of picking up the merchandise, doing the photo shoot, and returning them. Because all the merchandise, $2,000 worth of clothes, cannot fit in my vehicle, I said, Rodney, take them home, and I will come, and I will get them.
I'm not talking about that. She said you brought certain models with you, you took out merchandise and gave it to them. Did that happen?
I had friends there because we were short. They were not there to work. I did not agree or give anyone any clothing. It's a startup business, and that's a big loss, $900 for me.
I have here written release forms from the models, and I also have a copy of the site, and I do have people who she brought and hired as a model.
Come on, I see.
These are written model release forms, and these are letters of receipt from the model saying that they received it. We were not able to get in contact with all of them, but all the release forms are there. And I also have pictures of friends of hers who she actually brung in as a model.
Would you show those to her before I look at them?
Yes.
And
Did you bring in that model? It's easy enough to find out.
Yes, because he only brought in 4 people.
You just told me you didn't bring in anybody.
I told you I had friends that were there with us.
You
that
told
I
me
had
that
them-
you had friends that were there with you that did not model, but they were there for other reasons, so you were mistaken.
I modeled myself, Your Honor.
So the answer is you were mistaken.
Correct. Can I add something if you don't mind?
Sure.
There's also these photos here, if I can submit, that he didn't have them scanned or on the website. And if you take a look at the clothing, they're extremely wrinkled. And even though I paid a lot of money and being the president of the company, I also had the model on my website. I also had the iron clothes, and I also had to do a lot of things.
Madam, let me explain
Can I
something. Don't show it to me. I'm not interested. This is your business.
Correct.
Are you still in business?
Yes.
Good. $3,000, including a photo shoot, is practically nothing in order to launch a website and have a photo shoot. Nothing. And you don't get models and a place and photographers, the whole other thing for $500. That doesn't happen. I believe them when they tell me that there was some discussion about it and the models were compensated not with cash, because there wouldn't have been any money left over from the $500 allocated for a photo shoot, and then you decide not to give him the $500 to begin with. So he gave him clothing, and I believe that he did that with your approval. More importantly, you're starting up a business. You had the obligation to ensure yourself that you were getting the best possible person at the best possible cost in order to do your business. You neither asked for a reference, you didn't ask for any portfolio so that you could look at his work. You trusted him.
Correct.
That's what you told me. Mm-hmm. And he gave you the best possible work that he could do. There is no indication that he maliciously didn't give you the best possible work that he could do. He spelled a few words wrong. That's first. That's not a big deal. That can be fixed. You have to give him the opportunity to be fixed. And based upon this email that I read, you did give him an opportunity to fix some of the stuff. Now, somebody else may have launched it, and you may have had to pay them additionally, but that's the cost of doing business. A good lesson for you: when you hire somebody to do work for your company, you have to make sure that this is the right person for the job. And if these people turned out to do work that was less than satisfactory to you, next time you won't use them. That doesn't mean you get your money back. That's all. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Definitely was a lesson to be learned, but I did trust the defendant like family, and I feel you really shouldn't bite the hand that feeds you.
Well, I think it was judged fairly, that the judge actually seen the integrity and the fairness in which we provided, which we started with from the beginning.
I wouldn't trust people. You know, you just can't. Not friends or family. To work with professionals, definitely, because he was a professional.
It was just shocking to know that, you know, someone would go through this length just for other personal reasons and not for professional reasons. So
basically, I still have a website that people cannot view, and you know, he stole clothing from me, and I lost a lot of money. But like she says, business, and it's a lesson.
21-year-old dishwasher Ebony Norwood is suing her former employer, restaurant owner George Demopoulos, for medical bills as the result of cutting her finger. Ebony also claims George owes for lost wages and harassment.
Now, this is case number 80 on the calendar in the matter of Norwood versus Demopoulos. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Norwood, you worked for the defendant for a brief period of time, and it is your claim that you were injured on the job, that the defendant didn't pay for your medical bills, that he didn't pay you for wages, that he was uncaring, that he fired you. You want punitive damages in the amount of $2,000. Is that right?
Everything is correct, but I quit.
When was your last day of work?
I worked February, and in March I had someone else come in and take my place.
Why?
Because I went and did 30 days to get off probation.
So you worked for him in February?
Yes, ma'am.
How many weeks in February?
3.
What kind of work were you doing for him?
I was a dishwasher at the time.
He has a restaurant?
Had.
He had a restaurant?
Yes, ma'am.
So you worked for him for 3 weeks in February?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you went to jail?
Yes, ma'am.
For 4 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you came back, he gave you your job back?
Yes, ma'am.
That was nice of him?
Yes, ma'am.
And he paid you on time?
Yes, ma'am. When he was there.
He doesn't have to be there. You're not his boss. He's your boss.
thank you.
And he held your job open when you went to jail?
Yes, ma'am. He told me if I would find somebody to come in and replace me when I got out, I could get my job back.
That was still very nice of him.
Yes, ma'am.
What were you incarcerated for in March?
For property damage.
What kind of property damage?
Damage to a truck that I was found guilty of.
You vandalized somebody's truck?
That's what the man said.
Well, that's what either you found guilty of or you pled guilty to.
I didn't plead guilty. They found me guilty.
Oh. Now, you want to tell me, Miss Norwood, why you claim he owes you all this money?
Well, on May the 7th was when the incident took place.
May 7th?
Yes, ma'am, is when I got cut. I went.
Is when you got?
I got an lesion across my finger at the bottom.
You got a cut?
Yes, ma'am.
On your finger? Shh. Got a cut? You cut your finger?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing when you cut your finger?
I was cleaning up the back dish area, getting ready to leave, and I went to reach for the wire Brillo pad, and I got cut as I was taking it off the hook.
You got cut on a Brillo pad?
It's a wire scrub pad, like what you use to scrub pots and pans with, but it's made out of wire material.
Oh, had you ever used one of those before?
Yes, ma'am.
So why weren't you more careful?
It was pulling, and it was raggedy, so to speak.
Well, you couldn't just see that?
I was trying to get it off the hook so I can clean up. That's the only one he had in the building.
My question is, you had used it before.
Yes.
So you know that it's sharp?
But he had never cut me before. Oh. I had never got cut before by one.
Okay. And what happened?
I went and told Mr. Demopoulos that I had got a cut. He told me that it wasn't bad enough for me to go to the hospital when I had informed him that I was going to go to the doctor to get looked at.
Why were you going to go to a hospital?
Because it was cut deep. You could see the white meat in my finger.
Ooh, that sounds terrible. Did it have to be stitched?
I had 4 butterfly stitches put in my finger. And I had the paperwork here and everything from the doctor.
Can I see it, please?
That's everything, the paperwork from the doctors.
I just
that I got
I asked
from
you
them.
a question, madam. I asked you lab results. Did you tell somebody in the hospital that you cut your finger with a knife?
No, ma'am.
That's what they wrote here.
I just got all of that recently from the hospital. I don't know what was in the paperwork. I told the...
I'm just telling you that that's what they wrote in the hospital record. That
well,
you told
they
them.
asked me...
Shh. I'm speaking. That's what they wrote here. that you told them that you cut your right index finger with a knife.
Well, that's incorrect. I told the doctor and the nurse as well that I was cut with wire Brillo pad. Why they put knife, I do not know. I just went and picked all of that up from the records, from everything they had in my financial department, where they've been trying to get in touch with Mr. Demopoulos about taking care of everything, and that's what they gave me.
Listen to me very carefully. You can talk up a blue streak. Bottom line is, hospital record says you told a doctor that you cut your finger with a knife.
Well, it must have been a miscommunication.
Maybe. So you want these bills paid, is that right?
Yes, ma'am. It's on my credit. It has ruined my credit. I can't get a cell phone. I can't even apply for an apartment in my name. As you can see, the bill up there, the pink bill, is a note from the collection agency where they've been billing me, and the last time that I spoke with the lady, they had rerouted all the bills to Mr. Demopoulos' address.
Good. Okay. Now, so that's the bills part.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what's the other part of your lawsuit?
I'm suing for punitive damages.
What are the punitive damages, Ms. Norwood?
I feel like I was forced to quit. I was standing there and I took so much off of Mr. Demopoulos. He stood there, he would make racial comments. One day I came in, after I had gave him the bills, I gave him the bills on May the 8th. May the 9th, I walked in and he was standing up front with all of his friends, and he stood there and he looked at me when I walked around the corner and said, "I don't want no in my restaurant," and said it 3 times to me, once up front, once in the dish area, and once at the back. I told Mr. Demopoulos, I said, "You need to pay me. I don't feel comfortable working here. I can't stand working here anymore. I done took all I could take. You need to pay me." He wouldn't pay me, so I walked out. His sister came in behind me. I told her she needed to leave me alone. When I walked back in, he was like, "I'm giving out paychecks." So I got my money, and then I left. And that following week, I had got my check stub and went to the lady that was doing his accounting, and she told me that I need to tell him to pay me the rest of my money. So
what's the rest of your money?
The week in the hole. He never paid me in full.
Listen to me. I have a question for you. Why did you tell me that you worked until May 16th for Mr. Demopoulos? You didn't work till May 16th.
I had a week in the hole. That's what my check stub said.
I don't know what that means.
My last current check stub.
I don't know what a week in the hole means.
You have to work a week before you get a full paycheck. You put a whole week.
I asked you how long you worked for Mr. Demopoulos. You said you worked for him until May 16th, but clearly you did not. Did you ever go back to work after you hurt your finger on May 7th?
I went back to work May 8th. He would never let me stay out of work.
So you went back on May 8th?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you perform your function on May 8th?
No, ma'am.
Well, what did you do?
I stood there and he had me training another guy.
So you didn't do anything? You don't have to train somebody to do dishes?
Well, that's what he told me to do.
You don't have to train, well, because you wouldn't work. And did you come into work on May 9th?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you do?
Train the guy again.
Okay. Mr. Demopoulos.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about these medical bills, sir. You prepared to pay these medical bills?
I didn't tell her I was going to pay any bills.
No. Are you prepared to pay the medical bills? She cut her finger on the job.
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. I'll take care of the medical bills. When did she start working for you?
To me, for what I remember is correctly, it was around March.
Well, if you don't remember, then I have to take what she tells me as accurate.
Okay.
That she came to work for you in February.
That's a lie. But anyway, in March, she came to work. She worked for a month. She had to go to jail, so I allowed her to take her time off, allowed her to let her grandmother come in to wash dishes for her until she got out of jail. At the end of March, she came back. She washed dishes approximately 2 more weeks, went to court for 3 or 4 days.
Did you go to court for 3 or 4 days in April?
No, ma'am, I did not. I didn't have any court dates. When I went to jail on March the 1st.
Just listen to my question.
No, ma'am, I did not.
You worked every day?
Yes, ma'am. When I left jail on March, I went March the 1st
what
for
about
jail.
The stolen credit
and
cards
March
and all
the
that?
30th.
Shh,
March
don't speak.
the 30th.
Mr. Demopoulos, don't speak to her. She thinks you can talk faster than I can. She thinks she's smarter. She's not.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She threatened to stab me with a fork. And the racial marks, excuse me, if there was any racial marks made, it was by her. She has attitude, as you can tell.
And later today,
in order to take a paternity test that courts will find valid, all 3 people should be there at the same time, and I understand that you have done that.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have the test results?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ebony Norwood says former employer George Demopoulos owes for medical bills when she cut her finger in his restaurant. George claims she threatened to stab him with a fork.
Tell me about what she had to go back to court for in April after she did her 30 days in March.
From what I understood, something about stolen credit cards. Her mother worked at a retirement home or something, and the credit cards were stolen by her mother, and her mother gave Ebony's name or something like that as her name, and Ebony ended up having to go into court for it. Okay,
you don't make up that kind of story.
Your Honor, my mother's here now.
Listen to me. You don't make up that kind of story.
When I left jail on March the 30th, I had never anything else to do with court. I was through with court. It was over with. I had no other cases pending, nothing.
Fine. All right, go ahead. Let me hear the
rest. She was off 3 days for that. Then she was off again another 2 days the following week after the 3 days that she took off. She came back to work. She cut her finger about 2 weeks or a week later. Wanted a day off for her finger being cut. Did not get the day off from the doctor. She threatened to stab me with a fork. She threatened to, I mean, in the racial marks, excuse me, if there was any racial marks made, it was by her. She has attitude, as you can tell.
Listen to me. I don't see any way that somebody who would give her a job to begin with, allow her to take a month off to go to serve a jail sentence, keep her job open, she came back, why she would even suggest that you were biased in any way. I have no idea.
Thank you.
You can find the dishwasher anywhere. You don't require a particular skill to do that. Aside from the fact, Ms. Norwood, that I'm going to read to you what your complaint states, what you swore to. You said, after the May 7th incident, the doctor suggested I stay home for a few days. That's baloney. Okay?
I wasn't allowed to put my finger in water.
That's okay. You don't have to put your finger in water. Wear gloves.
He doesn't have gloves. He didn't have gloves in his restaurant.
You mean you didn't use them?
Shh. Then get one.
It wasn't my responsibility to buy them. He was my employer. He was my employer. He should have had all of that in there.
Miss Norwood, who do you work for now?
I work for Country Club.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a dishwasher there as well, /prep. And whatever they tell me to do.
I doubt that. But I'm going to finish reading your complaint. And your complaint says, the doctor suggested I stay home for a few days, but the defendant threatened to fire me. So about 3 days later, I went back to work. That's what you swore to.
That's when I actually started physically working. I went there, but I wasn't physically working.
Well, then why do you expect to get paid for that?
I was on the clock. He told me to come in to help him with the other guy that he had.
It's a very, very easy case. I'm not going to spend another minute on it.
And my mother can testify to his character.
I'm not interested in your... Listen to me. I'm not interested in what
that's my part of punitive damages.
Let me explain something to you. If you want to build your portfolio, your resume, I would suggest that you understand that nobody likes attitude unless it's coming from somebody who's got a position of strength. And until you learn a skill that you can do better than anybody else, I would suggest that you bottle your attitude. Do you understand?
I tried to bottle my attitude with him.
Now, this is my ruling. Pay careful attention. You see all these medical bills? I am holding you responsible for the cut on her finger that happened at her job. But the checks will be made payable directly to the facility.
Thank you.
To the hospital, to the provider who provided the service for her. She will not get a penny. Checks will be made payable directly here.
Thank you.
And aside from anything else, she gets Zippo.
Good.
Nothing.
She doesn't deserve it.
Absolutely nothing. Because she cut herself because she wasn't careful. But it happened during the scope of her employment. And therefore, you, sir, are responsible. If she chose to go to all different kinds of doctors to have this taken care of, you're still responsible. Pay this bill. But as far as punitive damages, baloney. You did a nice thing for her. You gave her a job. You held the job open. That's what you get for it. Just remember, be a better judge of character. Goodbye.
Thank you. I just sued you somewhere else for punitive damages. Can I get my papers back, please?
You think you can? I thought it was fair.
I don't think it was right.
Everybody wants to get paid for nothing.
It couldn't have been too little. I got 30 pills, and this is all I got left.
Might as well do it while you work for somebody else, right? That's because you don't have any other drugs to do.
No, you ain't got no other drugs to do.
This is an attituded person. She needs to learn how to curb that attitude towards performance instead of mouthing off.
You racist, you a racist.
Honey, I have black people working for me, and I've got black friends.
Yeah,
they come to my day every day,
yeah,
my house
you count
every
them all
day.
on your finger. That's how you know you racist. If you count all the black people you hang around on one finger, you know you a racist.
I got the one finger for you.
20-year-old tile setter Ronan Collins is suing fellow Hockey League member Anthony Boncell for assaulting him after a game. Anthony says Ronan started it.
All rise. Now, this is case number 24 on the calendar in the matter of Collins versus Boncell. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Collins, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you after a hockey game.
Yes.
You're both participants in that game, and you claim that you were seriously injured.
Yes.
You wanted to pay not only all of your medical bills, but also pain and suffering and damage for the assault. Mr. Bonsell says you started this altercation, and you may have gotten the tough end of this deal, but that was of your own doing because you started it. Is this a professional hockey team?
No, this is an adult hockey league that's just for fun.
Okay, there's no money that changes hands. No. How long have you been playing, sir?
Probably for 8, 9 years.
And how old are you now?
I'm 20.
And what's the name of your team?
We are the Vipers.
Mr. Bonsell, what's the name of your team?
It's the Heat, Your Honor.
And how long have you been playing, sir?
9 years. I'm 30 years old.
Had you ever played before against each other?
Numerous times.
Ever had any trouble before?
Yes.
Not necessarily.
You had trouble with him before?
Yes.
Oh, tell me about it.
We've had problems on the ice before while playing games. I am a goalie.
Anything unusual?
Not really. I've had problems with other players also, but nothing really off the ice. Maybe some words exchange.
I'm talking about on the ice. On the ice, I see all of the idiots that are on the ice fighting with each other and hitting them with sticks and punching. And I don't watch that sport a lot, but it sounds to me as if it's sort of taken the place of the old gladiators. You know, they were allowed to hit, fight. You know, it's a really a dumb sport. Or it may not be a dumb sport. It's dumb the way it's played.
Parts of it maybe, but...
I'm glad you agree with that, sir. So let's get back to this particular day. Give me the date of this incident.
November 18th of 2002.
And your team won or lost?
We lost.
According to what I read in the complaint and in the answer, when the game is over, everybody's supposed to get in the line. My grandchildren do that. You know, they get in line and they sort of high-five everybody and say, good game, good game, good game, good game. Is that what's supposed to happen?
Yes.
You remember that, Bird, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Except Mr. Collins was angry that he lost. So after the game, he didn't stand in line saying, high five, good game, good game, good game. He went sulking off to the locker room. Is that right?
No. I was not angry that I lost.
You were not angry that you lost?
It's a game. I was not angry at all.
So then why didn't you stand with the rest of your teammates?
The reason why I left the ice early before the handshaking line was because Tony was in a physical argument with my brother, Ian, and there was a lot of fighting and scuffling going on the ice.
On the ice?
On the ice still.
Yes.
I had no place being involved in it. If I'm involved in that, I get thrown out for other games.
So you didn't leave the ice because you were angry that you lost. You left the ice without shaking hands because you were angry at him for fighting with your brother.
I was angry at everybody because there's not supposed to be fighting after the game.
Okay, just a second. So you were angry with everybody?
Well, there's not supposed to be fighting on the ice after the game. After the game, that's it. That's the end of the game. Leave it alone.
All I want to know is, what were you angry at, sir? Everybody else was shaking hands on your team?
No, that had not started yet.
But they were out there to do it.
They were out there, and the refs were breaking up the scuffle between Tony and my brother.
At the end of the game, did the two teams get together and shake hands at some point?
Some of the players, yes.
Not you?
Not me, and not some of... Both teams, some of the players left the ice early.
You left the ice. Mr. Bonsell, did you stay on the ice to shake hands?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay. And then you left?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Collins.
After the game, I left the ice. I stood in front of my locker room door. I opened it. I said a couple things to my players inside my locker room. I turned around. I watched what happened on the ice. That's why I stayed next to the door so I could see what was going on. Tony, as
this is Mr. Bonsell.
Mr. Bonsell, as he was walking by me, he said, excuse my language, you little... I said, you Tony, and he proceeded to swing on me. I had my helmet on. I was in full gear. My helmet did come off, and I went back at him mostly to protect myself.
So you went back at him, all right?
I went back at him because he is an officer. I don't know what he's going to do.
Okay, go ahead.
After that, he grabbed me. I never actually got a punch off.
When you say you went after him, exactly what did you do?
I took maybe 2 steps towards him, and I raised my arm to hit him.
Okay. And he had already hit you?
He had already hit me and knocked my helmet off.
Okay.
But
where did he hit
still
you?
Hurts. In the face.
Then you got into a scuffle with each other?
He grabbed me, pushed me to the ground, and when he came down on top of me, my skates do not slide on, it's a rubber matting, so they stuck, and my knees buckled underneath me. And that's when he came down on top of me, and the weight of him on top of me just twisted my ankle because I don't have
Okay,
room
so you
to move.
twisted your ankle.
It's a severe sprain, is what the doctor described it.
In your ankle?
In my ankle. She told me I would have been better off breaking it. It would have healed faster.
You sprained your ankle?
Yes.
Now, what injuries did you suffer in your face?
None. The helmets are designed to take a firm blow to the face.
So what you're telling me is that he didn't come in contact with your face, he came in contact with your helmet.
My helmet, which came in contact with my face.
He came in contact with your helmet?
Yes.
With his hand?
Yes.
So you weren't injured at all in your face?
No.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He's coming out towards you, and you took a swing at him.
No, Your Honor, it wasn't a swing.
You hit him in his helmet. That's what you just said to me. How did that happen? He put his head into your hand?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ronan Collins claims fellow Hockey League member Anthony Boncel assaulted him after a game. Anthony says Ronan refused to shake hands.
Let me hear your version of the events, Mr. Boncel.
After we shook hands, I got off the ice. My witness got off the ice after me.
I just want you to look at me, Mr. Boncel.
Okay.
I'm like a truth machine, Mr. Boncel. I have something back here. The hair on the back of my neck starts to sizzle when somebody is trying to give me a soaping. Do you understand?
Yeah. Oh, I understand.
Okay, good. The truth, Mr. Boncel,
Yes,
will
Your Honor.
set you free.
Yes, Your Honor. So I got off the ice. As I approached the locker room, which is right off the ice door, I saw Mr. Collins waiting in the locker room door.
Mr. Collins says that he was waiting at the door because he was looking at the activity on the ice. Isn't that right, Mr. Collins?
Yes.
So that's true. You had to pass him in order to get to your locker.
Correct.
And what, if anything, did you say to him when you passed him?
As I passed him, I said, "Why don't you shake the hands like the rest of your team? Are you a poor sport or something?"
Are you a poor sport? Is that what you said to him? Oh, Mr. Boncel, I don't believe that. That probably is the connotation of what you said to him. But I'm going to run this by you once more. So let's start with the fact that I don't believe that you used those words when you were trying to impart the information to him that you thought he was a poor sport. So you want to tell me what you said to him?
That's exactly what I said, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Boncel, we're sticking with the story. And he said what to you?
He basically started cussing at me. He came out of
No,
the
tell
locker
me,
room.
understand cussing. I'm older than you are. I've heard more cussing, believe me, in my life. A lot of it directed at me. What did he say to you, Mr. Boncel?
He said, "You mother," and he came out of the locker room at me.
How did he come out at you?
I was still walking as I was saying this to him and as he was saying this to me. I turned to him as he was coming out of the locker room, and that's what I hit him in his helmet with my glove that
Okay,
was on
so
my hand.
he's coming out towards you, and you took a swing at him.
No,
That's
Your
what-
Honor, it wasn't a swing.
Well, you did if you hit him in his helmet. That's what you just said to me. You hit him in his helmet.
Correct, but I didn't take a swing at him. Basically,
How did that happen? He put his head into your hand?
it's like a straight arm type movement.
Show me. Mr.
I'm sorry,
Boncel,
my hand's open. I have a glove on, so it wasn't with a fist.
was your hand injured?
No, it wasn't, Your Honor.
And neither was his face.
No, it wasn't, Your Honor.
Good. So far we have a little lunging and a little stopping, no injury. What was the next thing that happened, Mr. Boncel?
He continued to come at me. We went up against a wall. I grabbed onto his arms, and we went down to the ground, and basically I held him there until help arrived.
Go ahead. You have witnesses you want me to?
Yes, I have two witnesses who saw
Okay.
the incidents.
Good.
Jacob and Jamie.
Hello, Your Honor. Okay, what I exactly saw was when they came off the ice, Ronan walked to his doorway to see what was going on, like he said. There was a few of his teammates in the locker room, and when he was standing in the doorway, Boncel walked by and said, "You, Ronan." And then Ronan turned around at him and said, "You, Boncel." And then when Boncel went to throw a hit towards his face, I went to go searching for a ref, and then when I turned back around, Boncel has him on the ground and Bonzel's on top.
Thank you. So you'd heard the beginning of this, is that right?
Right.
And that's different from what Mr. Collins said happened. Isn't that right, Mr. Collins?
Yes.
So she heard something different from what you reported to me.
She didn't get all of what was said.
Just a minute. She told me what she says she heard.
She got the you right.
Sit down.
Okay.
Next. Name.
Jacob.
Jacob. Where were you, and what did you hear, and what did you see?
I was coming off the ice at the time of the incident. I was probably 8 to 10 feet
You
behind.
were a player on the Vipers?
Yes. I was coming off the ice after the handshake. I was about approximately 8 to 10 feet behind Mr. Bonzel. I didn't hear what Mr. Bonzel said to Ronan. I heard Ronan say, "F you, Bonzel," and then I saw Mr. Bonzel. I don't know if he was trying to punch him or push him, but he struck his hand out at Mr. Collins, and then Mr. Collins pushed back at him, and then there was lots of players by then, and there was a big pileup in the doorway.
You said you didn't know whether he went to punch or push. Is that what you said?
Yes, his hand did strike it.
His hand struck the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
So the helmet is plastic or metal, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Hard.
Yes.
So you would have to be a real idiot, right, to punch at this metal.
Well, we also...
You'd have to be an idiot to punch at the metal.
Yes.
You wouldn't necessarily have to be an idiot if you just wanted to keep somebody away from you, pushing them away. But if you actually punched at this metal, you could hurt yourself.
Yes.
So would it be a fair statement, Jacob, that Mr. Bonzel had protection, his glove, and it was not his intention to do any harm to Mr. Collins, but to keep him at a distance? That be a fair statement?
It would be fair, but Mr. Bonzel was the aggressor.
Really?
Ronan Collins had not stepped forward to attack Mr. Bonzel yet until Mr. Bonzel struck Ronan in the face.
He didn't strike him in the face. He pushed him away on his helmet. And if after this incident, Mr. Collins, you were hurt, if you said to me, I was hurt and I had my teeth knocked out because he went and struck me in the face, and I had done nothing to him, you would have a case. What happened was you were angry, and everybody's testosterone is all in high gear, swirling around. And you watched on the ice and you walked off because you said that you saw him messing with your brother on the ice.
Yes.
That makes you really angry.
And there were other teammates jumping in.
Whatever. You were angry at him. And you were angry, period. What happened was, at the end of the day, the two of you started up with each other, and you got the worst of the deal because he pushed you down and you twisted your ankle. Get over it. You're a big boy. Case dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Has a history of doing this off the ice and attacking players who are more vulnerable and smaller than he is.
I think the judge had it right. I think the facts speak for themselves, and she made the right decision.
I am very vulnerable off the ice, and I can't attack anybody with gear on like this.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, it's it's water under the bridge.
After the game is over, it's over. Nothing should happen off the ice. But things still happen every now and then out in the parking lots, out in the locker rooms. Things still happen.
Probably because they lose every time they play us.
Homemaker Stacy Smith is suing her ex-husband, loan officer Omar Nicholas, for money she loaned him after their divorce. Omar claims he owes her nothing.
Yeah, this is case number 27 on the calendar in the matter of Smith versus Nicholas. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Smith, the defendant is your ex-husband, and you claim that he owes you a variety of things, bankruptcy filing fees and some money that you allegedly loaned to him. Mr. Nicholas says that you're a bit of a control freak, he just won't let it go, and he doesn't owe you a dime, right?
Correct.
When were you divorced?
April 11th of 2001.
You have children?
Yes, 2 of them.
Who do the children live with?
Me.
Does Mr. Nicholas have visitation with the children?
Yes, he does.
When?
When he feels like it. It's supposed to be every other weekend, but it hasn't been any kind of consistency since we divorced.
Your choice or his?
His choice.
How often do you see your children, Mr. Nicholas?
Not enough.
Your choice or hers?
Mostly her choice.
Sometimes yours?
There have been points in time where if I had to work on a Saturday and my son had a baseball game, then...
Gotcha. All right. Tell me what he owes you, why?
Okay. The first money is $80 he owes me for candy. Our son had a candy sale, and Omar had received 80 candy bars from me. 50 of them were ones he wanted, 30 of them were for his grandmother who he resides with. Gave him the candy, he disappeared. When he came back, he had no job about 6-8 weeks later, and never gave me the money back.
Candy bars. Did you take them?
Yes, I did.
Did you pay for them?
No.
Okay, so you got to pay for your son's candy bars.
Well, I took them. I was a means of go-between. The candy was to go to my mother and my grandmother.
That's your job. She shouldn't have to go to your mother and your grandmother to get the money for them. $80.
No, they were the ones who were actually selling the candy.
Fine, get the money from them. $80. Candy bars. What's next?
On August 22nd of last year, he was to have the children for the weekend. His phone was disconnected. I am very nervous about my children being with him without a phone, so he asked me if I'd make a phone payment for him. I went down to the Sprint store and made an $80 payment. He was getting paid the next week, was supposed to pay me back. He was then fired about a week and a half later.
$80 phone payment. Do you owe her the money?
I don't believe so.
Why?
I never asked her to make the payment. She had called me at work Thursday prior to me receiving the kids on Friday and said, your phone's not on. How am I going to be able to get a hold of you during the weekend when you have the kids? I said, I don't know. Well, I'm going to go make the payment for you.
I believe that's probably how it happened. You don't owe her the money. It wasn't a loan. What's next? I'm going to take care of this really fast.
I understand. I mean, on the 17th of last year, of October of last year, after he had returned from being missing for about 6 weeks, he came to me and said that he needed his truck payment made, that he was going to have it repossessed. We made an agreement that I would go ahead and pay it. It was $485. I made it at a quick collect location. I even had to call him immediately to give him the MTC number, a tracking number, so that he could prove to them he made it. He never paid me back.
She made a payment, agreed upon me and her. If she made the payment, then I would drive to pick the children up and drop them off for an extended period of time.
Your Honor, his car was repossessed a week later. This was never...
How much child support were you paying?
Well, when I was working, it was being taken out of my check, and it was $455 a month.
But you had disappeared in October of 2002 for a while. Had you been working in September?
No, I was laid off at the end of August.
So then you were not paying any child support.
Correct.
So not paying any child support for your two children, and in addition, you asked her to make a car payment for you.
That's incorrect. I did not ask her to make a payment. She said, knowing that I had been out of town for an extended period of time and was not employed, well, how are you paying your car payment? I said, well, I had not been for, the past 6 weeks.
How did she get the information, sir, that you can go to a quick cash place and take care of it?
I gave her the information.
Good. You gave her that information. Is that right?
That's right.
Good.
I never said that I would pay her back.
Listen to me carefully. Watch my mouth. I don't believe you. I believe you asked her to make the payment for you as a loan. $485.
And my ex-wife who divorced me is going to make a car payment for me that I asked her to?
Do you understand? No, it was a loan. No, she didn't do it as a gift. She did it as a loan. Next.
The last thing that I am asking for reimbursement on is I had to file bankruptcy. Omar, within our divorce, received a Mazda vehicle that was financed only in my name. He did not carry insurance on it. On July 11th...
Well, what genius judge gave him the Mazda vehicle in the divorce but kept your name on the loan?
No judge.
He couldn't get a loan for it, Your Honor. His credit was too bad.
What?
The judge in divorce gave me the Honda.
He took possession of the vehicle in January
possession
when I
of
left.
What vehicle?
Of the Mazda. I have the divorce here. It says that he is responsible for this vehicle and that any possessions that we have at that time. We had everything already split together.
You had two cars. You had a Mazda and a Honda.
He had possession of both of them when we divorced.
Okay, and you were supposed to get which car?
I was supposed to receive neither. He was supposed to sell the Honda. He had a friend who was supposed to be buying the Honda. That didn't happen. It got repossessed.
Story time.
You gave him the Mazda, but you had the loan for the Mazda in your name?
Right, and what my...
Shh! Were you making the payments on the Mazda?
He was to make the payments, and he didn't make the payments.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That means either you had very, very bad counsel. Did you have an attorney?
I had a paralegal that did it for me.
Well, not too swift. If you own a car and you give the car to somebody else, but you maintain your obligation to pay for it, you have to be smart enough to carry insurance on it, and you don't rely on him, as you did, you're going to pay for it, and you're going to keep it insured, and you're going to do all the other things that you're supposed to do as a responsible human being. Because I gather what happened is the car was in an accident?
Correct.
While you were driving it?
Correct.
So you just stopped making payments if you ever did make the payments on it, is that right?
In a roundabout way.
And you never carried insurance on it?
Correct.
You really are a prize.
Well, Your Honor, can I tell you what happened?
Yeah, sure.
The vehicle was involved in an accident. I was cleared by the police as not being at fault. I gave Ms. Smith the police report so she could follow up on the owner of the vehicle.
Why is that her job?
Because it's in her name.
Let me tell you something. You're as thick as this table. Or you're just used to somebody else cleaning up after your mess.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are these your only two children?
Yes, they are.
The greatest gift you can give your children is a sense of morality. I hope that they can get that from their mother, because based upon what you tell me, they're certainly not getting it from you.
And later today...
Yeah, we're engaged. I treated our relationship as if we were getting married. We
Listen
were
to
planning
me!
Our wedding.
Engaged is not married. And if you choose not to do that, don't bother me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stacy Smith claims ex-husband Omar Nicholas owes for a series of unpaid loans. Omar claims Stacy gave him the money.
You're driving the car. You're getting the pleasure from it. You're in an accident, your fault or not. You were in the accident, not her. You have possession of the car. You were supposed to make the payments on the car. She was supposed to be absolved of those payments, and you say to her, I gave you the information. Follow up on it.
The
Honey,
payments have nothing to do with whether the fact that she had to file bankruptcy on it.
let me ask you this question, Mr. Wonderful. Who's responsible to the bank on the car?
The person who has the loan.
Don't be smart with me. Who would that be?
The person who bought the vehicle.
Her.
Correct.
Right. What kind of work do you do?
I'm a loan officer.
How old are your children?
7 and 3.
Are these your only two children?
Yes, they are.
I want to tell you something, sir.
They are not, Your Honor, but...
They maybe his only two children with you, he meant.
Yes.
He's slick.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest gift you can give your children is a sense of morality, right and wrong. I hope that they can get that from their mother, because based upon what you tell me, they're certainly not getting it from you.
And how is that?
I'm going to tell you how that is.
Please do.
Because it seems to me like you've been getting the cream and she's been getting the skim on this milk.
Wow.
Really? I don't have money for car payments, $485. I didn't ask you for it. Therefore, it wasn't a loan. I took the candy, I gave it to my mother and my grandmother.
As it was
You
supposed
did.
to go.
Quiet! You want the money? Go to my mother and my grandmother. Sorry, I can't call you when I have the kids this weekend because my phone was cut off. You want to make a payment on it? Go ahead and do it. Otherwise, not going to be able to get in touch with you and you can't get in touch with the kids. And she does it. I have a job. I don't have a job. I got fired from my job. I got laid off from my job. I disappeared for 6 weeks. Sometimes I pick my kids up. Sometimes I don't. That sounds pretty amoral to me. In any event, what you want him to be responsible for is the fact that you had to file for bankruptcy because you had to pay for the car that he wrecked. That's the basis of your claim. And I'm going to tell this to you. You divorced him for a reason. Is that right?
Definitely.
Why would you think that the things that caused you to divorce him all of a sudden were going to change once he became a divorced person? Was he responsible when you were married to him?
No, he wasn't.
Was he an avoidance person when you were married to him?
Definitely.
Was it always somebody else's fault when you were married to him?
Oh, yeah.
Why would you think, madam, that a brief year or two, considering that in that brief period of time he hadn't done the right thing, would change him? So, if you gave him the car, you keep the insurance on it.
Your Honor, he did have insurance on the vehicle at one time when he took possession of it. He had gotten the insurance, he handed a fake insurance card to the police.
Listen to me. Was he responsible when you were married to him?
No.
Did he lie to you?
Many times.
So why would you place any credibility in the statement, I have insurance, when he knows that all he's got to do is, if he has an accident, here, babe, you take care of the forms. You go chasing the person who was responsible. I'm not responsible for anything. So I'm not giving you money for your bankruptcy. Be smart. He owes you $565. It's cheap. But if you're going to teach your children any morality at all, you better make sure you do it yourself. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The real reason we're here is because I was taking my ex to family court for legalized visitation, and within a week of her receiving the papers, I received a summons that she was suing me.
His girlfriend had told me that he had received several $1,000s. I called him and he said he paid other bills with it and could care less about my money, and he told me to file, so I filed against him.
Student Eileen Martinez is suing 25-year-old homemaker Shauna Knapp for choking her during an argument at a gas station. Shauna is countersuing, claiming Eileen started the fight.
Yeah, this is case number 56 on the calendar in the matter of Martinez versus Knapp. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Well, on the 3rd of January of this year, one of you two ladies had a really bad day. I don't understand it when women fight with each other over it. Who's first at a gas pump, but I guess I'm going to find out. So, Miss Martinez, this happened on January 3rd, according to your complaint. I would like you to tell me where it happened, what time it happened, who pulled up to the gas pump first, and how it was that Miss Knapp assaulted you, because Miss Knapp said that you were the one who assaulted her, and she's counterclaiming. Is that right, madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
I was at the gas station waiting for the pump. Somebody was ahead of me, and so I waited until the person finished, and I started pulling forward when Mrs. Knapp just came rushing in, parked her van counterwise, and she got out of the car. I got out of my car to let her know that I was waiting for the pump first, and she said, well, I don't give an F. And she started screaming.
Who was in the car with you?
My daughter.
You were?
Yes.
So what happened next?
I got back in my car. I thought she was going to leave. And I said, well, okay. Then I go ahead and use the pump.
So she moved her car?
Yeah.
And where did she
I saw
move
her
it to?
leaving.
Oh, so she moved out of the gas station?
Yes. No.
Get to you in a minute. All right. Go ahead. Come on.
I started pumping the gas, and she came around to the other side.
To the other side of the pump?
To the other side of the pump. Now we're facing each other, and she told me, what the F are you looking at? And I said, well, ma'am, I told you very politely that I was waiting for the pump first. And here comes her mother screaming at me, saying, well, no, you didn't, because I heard your mouth all the way inside the car.
She was in the car with her mother?
Yeah.
All right. Would you move up to the assault? How do you allege she assaulted you?
The two ladies, they're screaming at me now. And Miss Knapp, she says something to me, and that's when she punched me. And I went against my car, and when I realized what was going on, I had the two ladies on top of me.
She and her mother?
She and her mother. She had me by the neck.
Never touched her.
She had me by the neck.
Go ahead.
And two men came to take the two ladies off from me. They pulled the...
Did you have any injuries?
Yes. She shifted the bones on my neck.
You have any reports from a doctor?
Yes.
Can I see everything that you have, please? I see this photograph that shows a bruise on your back.
On my back.
Was that as a result of being pushed on the car?
Yes.
Okay. So you went to a chiropractic clinic on the 11th, and your complaint was neck pain radiating into your arm as a result of an assault. On the 4th, you went to the hospital, and the doctor there notes that you had a bruise or crushing injury of the deep tissue in the back. Okay, Miss Knapp, now I'd like you to tell me your version of what happened, please.
When I pulled up to the gas station, there was two cars on the side that her car was on. I didn't know that there was anybody in the white car, which was the car that they were in. So when the car that was in the middle pulled away, I went to pull up, and she just zipped right up. And if I hadn't hit my brakes, she would have hit the front end of my van.
Well, then what you're saying, Miss Knapp, is you didn't see her because she was short? Miss Knapp?
More or less, yes. Because it didn't look like there was, from the angle that my van was sitting at, it didn't look like there was anybody in the car.
Then you were wrong.
I was wrong, yes.
Fine.
I was wrong.
So what happened at that point?
I got out to make sure that you know, when I hit my brakes, I got out just to make sure that she didn't bump my car, I didn't bump her or whatever. And
Well, you would have heard that if somebody bumped a car.
yeah, you're right.
So you got out of your car.
It was a
and-
reaction more than anything.
Listen to me carefully. So you got out of your car.
Yes. I got out and I went around, and she got out and started saying that I was in her way and she was there first, and I was just like, okay, whatever. You know, she was mouthing off, and I just...
No, mouthing off.
I
What
blew
was
it
she saying?
off.
Shh. Pay careful attention. You got out of your car.
Yes.
For no reason. And she said to you, I was here first.
And she was asking me, how am I supposed to pump my gas if you're in the way?
Right.
So...
And did you answer her?
I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't see you sitting there.
Oh, good. So you said, listen to me. So you said to her, I'm sorry, I didn't see you sitting there. And what did you do next?
I turned around, I got back in the van, and I moved my van because
Good.
just wasn't worth arguing over.
Perfect. So what happened next?
I drove around because the two cars that were on the other side of the pumps had left, so I just pulled around to go on that side and pump my gas.
Great. And what happened next?
I got out and I started pumping my gas, and she's just standing there staring at me, and I was just like, what? What are you looking at? And she just kept staring at me, and finally I was just like, what? What are you staring at me for? And she started yelling at me.
What did she say when she started yelling at
She's like, you got in the way.
No, listen to me. Listen to me. Shh. Miss Knapp, you did it is not an answer. What was she saying to you?
She's like, you were in the way. Why didn't you just move? You knew I was there first. No, I was like, no, I didn't. I was like, I didn't know anybody was in the car. I said, as far as I knew, somebody was in the...
Miss Knapp, that didn't happen. This last portion of what you just told me never happened. You just made that up. This lady didn't continue, as she was pumping her gas, to complain to you about, I can't pump my gas, your car was in the way. That doesn't happen because that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. It's not true. So forget that part of it because that's not true.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You know what your problem is?
Sweeping drone shots reveal misty ruins and endless deserts. Across the earth stand structures so immense and mysterious that even today they defy explanation. These aren't legends, they're real places built by human hands, yet their purpose and creation remain unknown. Imagine walking among stones heavier than warships or descending into cities carved beneath the earth. Near Nanjing, China, 3 colossal stones lie abandoned in the Jung quarry, each so massive that modern cranes could barely lift them. One weighs over 16,000 tons. Meant for an imperial monument, the project was suddenly left unfinished. Did the builders miscalculate, or did they once know a technique we've lost to time? In Turkey's Cappadocia region, a man renovating his home in 1963 broke through a wall and found Derinku, an underground city plunging 60 meters below. It could house 20,000 people, with kitchens, stables, wells, and air shafts all carved by hand into volcanic rock. What drove entire communities to vanish underground? In China's Sichuan province, farmers uncovered strange bronze masks with huge, bulging eyes, remnants of the Sangsingdui civilization. Over 3,000 years old, their art is unlike anything else in Chinese history. They left no writing, no clue to their beliefs or disappearance, only faces that look almost alien. Across the deserts of Jordan and Syria, enormous stone rings stretch hundreds of meters wide. Visible only from the sky, their purpose remains unknown. Were they boundaries, rituals, or something beyond our imagination? Off Japan's Yonaguni Island, divers explore vast underwater terraces of stone. Some believe they're natural formations, others see the remains of a civilization swallowed by the sea thousands of years ago. Deep in Egypt's Nubian desert lies Nabta Playa, a prehistoric stone circle older than Stonehenge. Its builders, ancient herders, aligned it with the stars, mapping the heavens long before the pyramids rose. In Indonesia, beneath a quiet hilltop called Gunung Padang, excavations reveal buried chambers and terraces. Some evidence suggests human construction as early as 10,000 years ago. If true, it could rewrite the story of civilization in Southeast Asia. And beneath the waves off Israel's coast lies Lityam, a 7,000-year-old village preserved beneath the Mediterranean, complete with houses, tools, and megalithic stone circles frozen in time beneath the sea. Each of these places has been mapped, studied, and measured, yet none have given up their full story. Were these works of pure human brilliance, or do they hint at something lost to history? Until the answers are uncovered, these mysteries remain open invitations to question, to explore, and to wonder what else lies hidden beneath our feet. Across the world, more hidden wonders lie waiting beneath layers of time. Each discovery reveals how little we truly know about our ancient past. Beneath the jungles of Cambodia, the lost city of Mahendraparva stretches across the mountains near Angkor Wat. Hidden for centuries, it was revealed through laser scanning that mapped entire streets, temples, and reservoirs swallowed by nature. Who built such complexity deep in the wilderness, and why did they leave it behind? In Peru, the Nazca Desert hides enormous drawings etched into the earth lines forming animals, spirals, and geometric shapes so large they can only be seen from the air. Created more than 1,500 years ago, their purpose remains a mystery. Were they messages to the gods, astronomical maps, or symbols for something we no longer understand? Far away in the Bolivian highlands lies Pumapunku, part of the ancient Tiwanaku complex. Its massive stone blocks are cut with precision that rivals modern engineering. The edges are sharp, the angles exact, and each piece fits together like a puzzle. How could people without iron tools achieve such perfection? Even with today's technology, recreating it would be nearly impossible. In the depths of the ocean, legends speak of the lost city of Dwarka off the coast of India. Divers have found walls, pillars, and streets beneath the waves, suggesting that a great city may have existed there thousands of years ago, possibly linked to stories from ancient Sanskrit texts. Was it myth turned real, or another civilization erased by the sea? In the British Isles, mysterious stone structures dot the landscape. Beyond Stonehenge, smaller circles, passage tombs, and standing stones mark patterns in the stars. Some align perfectly with solstices and eclipses. They whisper of a time when the heavens guided every ritual, every harvest, every life. In the mountains of South America, the fortress of Sacsayhuaman towers above Cusco. Gigantic stone blocks interlock so tightly that not even a blade can fit between them. Each stone weighs hundreds of tons, yet they were placed with flawless precision. Who were the builders that shaped these stones, and how did they move them through the rugged Andes? And deep within the jungles of Mexico, beneath layers of vines and soil, archaeologists continue to uncover new Mayan temples' entire cities hidden under the green canopy. Their carvings speak of kings, gods, and calendars that track the stars with mathematical accuracy. But what caused their sudden collapse remains one of history's great mysteries. All around us, the past still speaks through ruins, carvings, and silence. Every discovery is a reminder that history is not a straight line, but a puzzle scattered across time. For every answer we find, a new question rises. What else sleeps beneath the earth, waiting for us to uncover its story? Deep in the deserts of Saudi Arabia, strange stone structures known as mastodons stretch for miles. Over 1,000 of them have been found along rectangular enclosures built nearly 7,000 years ago, older than the pyramids. Their purpose is still unknown. Some contain animal bones, others stand empty beneath the blazing sun. Were they sacred spaces or ancient boundaries marking forgotten rituals of the desert tribes? Farther east, in Pakistan's Indus Valley, the ruins of Mohenjo-daro rise silently from the dust. Built around 2500 BCE, it was a city of straight streets, brick houses, and advanced drainage systems. Yet its script remains undeciphered, and no palaces or temples have been found. Who ruled this place? How did such a sophisticated civilization vanish without a trace? In the mountains of Ethiopia, 11 medieval churches of Lalibela are carved entirely from solid rock, each one cut downward into the earth from a single block of stone. Legends say they were built with the help of angels in just one night, but archaeologists believe it took decades of work and unimaginable skill. Standing within those walls feels like stepping into a world between heaven and earth. Travel to the Pacific Ocean and you find Non-Madol, the Venice of the Pacific. Built on a coral reef near Micronesia, it consists of nearly 100 artificial islands connected by canals. The massive basalt stones used to build it weigh several tons each, yet no one knows how they were transported across the water centuries ago. Who built a city floating on the waves, and why did it fall silent? In Scotland's Orkney Islands, the Neolithic village of Scarabrea lies preserved beneath layers of sand. Inside are stone beds, shelves, and fireplaces, homes frozen in time for 5,000 years. It shows that even in distant prehistory, people lived with order, comfort, and community. Then, suddenly, they were gone. South America offers another enigma: the Nazca's neighbors, the Paracas culture, who created elongated skulls through deliberate shaping. Were they a cultural symbol, a spiritual practice, or something beyond explanation? The skulls are unlike any other, fueling both science and speculation. And in the high plateaus of Peru stands Ollantaytambo, a fortress of massive stones precisely aligned with the surrounding mountains and solstice sunrises. The engineering is so advanced that even modern builders are amazed. The Inca saw mountains as sacred beings, and perhaps these temples were built to speak directly to the gods of stone. Each ruin, each carving, and each buried wall carries a whisper from the past. Every mystery reminds us that human history is far older and far deeper than we once believed. Beneath every layer of soil lies another chapter waiting to be told, proof that the earth itself remembers more than we do. In the heart of the Amazon rainforest, ancient geometric patterns carved into the earth have been revealed by satellite imagery. Massive circles, squares, and roads stretch for miles, hidden for centuries beneath dense jungle. These Amazon geoglyphs prove that long before Europeans arrived, vast and organized societies thrived deep within the forest. But who built them, and why did they vanish without a trace? Across the Mediterranean, off the coast of Malta, lies a network of mysterious tracks carved into solid limestone. They crisscross the island like ancient railways, some leading straight into the sea. Known as cart ruts, no one knows their exact age or purpose. Were they pathways for wooden sleds, ritual lines, or remnants of a civilization now lost beneath the waves? In the deserts of Peru, a lonely fortress called Collapse stands high above the clouds. Its towering stone walls protect hundreds of circular houses built by a mysterious people known as the Chachapoya, the Cloud Warriors. Their city existed long before the Inca rose to power. How did they build such massive structures on sheer cliffs surrounded by mist and forest? Deep below the streets of modern Rome lies an older world, the catacombs, tunnels stretching hundreds of kilometers beneath the city. Inside are paintings, carvings, and messages left by people hiding during times of persecution. But some passages lead to sealed chambers and unknown depths. What secrets still lie beneath the eternal city? On Easter Island, the Moai statues stand as silent guardians, facing inland as if watching over the people who once lived there. Some are buried to their shoulders, others toppled, their purpose still debated. Were they meant to honor ancestors, mark power, or guide spirits from beyond? How did a small island community carve and move hundreds of these stone giants using only ropes and wood? In Turkey, another mystery sleeps: Göbekli Tepe, the world's oldest known temple complex. Built over 11,000 years ago, it predates agriculture and the written word. Carved pillars decorated with animal reliefs form circles of stone that seem to encode cosmic knowledge. How did hunter-gatherers create something so advanced, so early in human history? It forces us to rethink what civilization truly means. And deep under the ice of Antarctica, scientists have detected massive shapes beneath the frozen surface, geological or artificial, no one knows. Some say they're just natural formations, others believe they could be ruins of an ancient world now buried by time. The frozen continent guards its secrets well. Every stone, every ruin, every symbol carved by forgotten hands reminds us that we are not the first to seek meaning in this world. Civilizations rise and fall, but their echoes remain. Perhaps these mysteries are not meant to be solved, but to remind us of how vast, fragile, and extraordinary the human story truly is. Far out in the Pacific Ocean, the island of Rapa hides ancient stone platforms that predate the Polynesian explorers who later settled the region. The stones are massive and weathered, arranged in patterns that align with constellations. How did early navigators reach such remote islands with no metal tools and no written maps? Their journeys across endless oceans remain one of humanity's greatest feats. In North America, across the Mississippi Valley, the remains of Cahokia rise in earthen mounds that once formed a vast city. Thousands lived there around the year 1000 CE, long before Columbus set sail. Its grand central mound was larger than Egypt's Great Pyramid at its base. Who organized such a massive construction, and what caused this once great city to fade into memory? Deep within China's mountains, strange pyramidal hills stand covered in grass and trees. Local legends claim they are tombs of forgotten emperors or even older kings whose names were lost to history. Some measure more than 200 meters across, rivaling the Egyptian pyramids in scale. Satellite scans confirm they are man-made, yet the Chinese government has forbidden excavation, leaving their secrets buried for eternity. In France, beneath the city of Paris, catacombs twist for miles, an underground labyrinth holding the bones of more than 6 million people. But beyond the known tunnels are sealed sections unexplored by modern archaeologists. Strange carvings and hidden chambers hint at rituals and societies that operated in the shadows. What else lies beneath the City of Light? Off the coast of Greece, divers discovered the Antikythera mechanism, a corroded device pulled from an ancient shipwreck. When examined, it revealed complex gears and astronomical calculations more advanced than anything else known from that time. It's been called the world's first computer. Who built it, and how did such technology vanish for nearly 1,000 years before reappearing? In Central America, hidden beneath layers of ash, the ancient city of Siren in El Salvador was buried by a volcanic eruption over 1,400 years ago. Like a tropical Pompeii, it preserved daily life in perfect detail: pots on stoves, tools in the fields, even footprints in the dirt. For a moment, time stopped. But what became of the people who lived there? In Scotland, deep beneath the ground, the Orkney vaults contain the remains of Neolithic temples. Symbols carved into their walls appear across multiple ancient cultures, separated by oceans. How could people who never met share the same signs, the same patterns, the same dreams carved in stone? Every discovery reminds us that history is not fixed, it breathes, shifts, and reveals itself piece by piece. Each mystery pulls us deeper into the story of who we are and where we come from. The ruins of the past are not just stones and dust. They are mirrors reflecting the brilliance and fragility of human imagination. Beneath the sands of the Sahara lies evidence of a world that once bloomed with rivers and life. Satellite scans have revealed the outlines of ancient cities and lost riverbeds stretching across what is now barren desert. Some researchers believe the Sahara was once home to advanced cultures before shifting climates buried their stories beneath dunes. The desert guards them still, a silent ocean of time. In Greece, on the island of Crete, the ruins of Knossos stand as the heart of the Minoan civilization. Labyrinthine corridors, vibrant frescoes, and advanced plumbing systems speak of a people ahead of their time. Yet, one day, the Minoans vanished. Earthquake, invasion, or the eruption of Thera that covered the skies in ash. The truth remains hidden in the shattered walls of their palace. In Japan, on Mount Shoria, massive granite blocks form a megalithic structure so precise that some believe it predates known history. The stones are cut and fitted with uncanny accuracy, stacked high on the mountain slopes. Nature or human design? The debate continues as scientists study what could be one of the oldest man-made structures in Asia. In Ireland, Newgrange stands as a testament to prehistoric astronomy. Built over 5,000 years ago, its inner chamber aligns perfectly with the rising sun on the winter solstice, flooding the tomb with golden light for just a few minutes each year. Long before recorded history, its builders understood the heavens in ways we are only beginning to rediscover. Off the coast of India, near the city of Dwarka, archaeologists have found submerged ruins stretching along the seabed. Pillars, walls, and artifacts hint at an advanced port city described in ancient Sanskrit texts. Could this be the legendary city of Lord Krishna lost to rising seas thousands of years ago? If so, myth and reality may not be as far apart as we once believed. In the remote mountains of Armenia, strange towers of stacked stones known as the Karahenge stand in silence. Some call it the Armenian Stonehenge. The site aligns with constellations and solstices, suggesting it was an ancient observatory. The precision of its layout challenges the notion that prehistoric people were simple or primitive. In the heart of Turkey, the Hittite city of Hattusa once ruled a vast empire. Its gates are guarded by massive lion statues carved from stone, still fierce after 3,000 years. The city's archives written on clay tablets record wars, treaties, and prayers to forgotten gods. Yet Hattusa fell suddenly, consumed by fire and mystery. Who destroyed one of the great powers of the Bronze Age, and why? Even today, deep-sea expeditions continue to uncover new ruined cities swallowed by earthquakes, coastlines reshaped by rising seas, temples lying untouched for millennia. The more we uncover, the older our world seems to become. Every discovery pushes the timeline of human history further back, blurring the line between myth and memory. Far to the north, where the Arctic winds carve through endless ice, lie ruins that defy location itself. In Greenland and northern Canada, explorers have uncovered strange stone foundations and walls beneath melting glacier structures that should not exist in such frozen wilderness. Were they Viking outposts or remnants of something even older, from a time when these lands were green and thriving? The answers melt away as quickly as the ice that hides them. In the deserts of Saudi Arabia, recent aerial scans have revealed hundreds of massive stone rectangles known as mastodons. Some stretch longer than football fields, built thousands of years before the pyramids. Their purpose remains unclear. Within their walls lie animal bones and offerings, evidence of rituals performed by people whose names history has forgotten. What gods did they worship under the blazing desert sun? In South Africa, mysterious circular ruins cover the hills of Mpumalanga, an estimated 20,000 of them scattered across vast distances. Some claim they are over 10,000 years old, built by a lost civilization that once mined gold and traded across continents. Whether ancient settlements or natural formations, their sheer number demands an explanation. Who built this silent kingdom of stone? In Cambodia, the vast temple complex of Angkor Wat rises from the jungle like a dream carved in stone. Its towers mirror the constellation Draco, its walls covered with stories of gods and battles. But beyond Angkor lies even more entire cities still buried under trees and soil, revealed only by laser scans from the sky. The Khmer Empire may have been far larger and more advanced than anyone imagined. How could a civilization capable of such grandeur simply disappear? Across the Atlantic, in the depths of the Caribbean Sea, divers have reported strange geometric patterns and stone formations off the coast of Cuba. Some describe roads, pillars, and steps in an underwater landscape that seems almost architectural. Scientists debate whether these are natural formations or the remains of an ancient civilization drowned by rising seas at the end of the last ice age. In the heart of the Andes, high above the clouds, lies Sacsayhuaman stone walls so perfectly fitted that even a blade cannot slip between them. Each block weighs tons, yet the surfaces are polished and curved to interlock without mortar. How could such precision exist centuries before modern tools? The Inca credited their gods, but perhaps their knowledge of engineering was far beyond what we've understood. In Ethiopia, the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela stand as miracles of faith and stone. Entire cathedrals were carved downward from solid rock, forming underground sanctuaries connected by tunnels. Built in the 12th century, their design seems impossible even by today's standards. According to legend, angels worked alongside men to complete them. Beneath the shifting sands of Egypt, new secrets continue to emerge. Ground-penetrating radar has revealed vast networks of tunnels and hidden chambers stretching far beyond the known pyramids. Some lie beneath the Giza Plateau itself, sealed for thousands of years. What treasures or truths might rest in the darkness below? The Egyptians called their land Kemet, the Black Land, a place where gods walked beside men and where every stone told a story of eternity. Thousands of miles away, in the jungles of Guatemala, laser mapping has uncovered over 60,000 hidden Maya structures, temples, causeways, and fortresses, all concealed beneath the forest canopy. It reveals that the Maya civilization was far larger and more interconnected than ever believed. Roads stretch like veins through the jungle, linking cities that once pulsed with life. Why did such a powerful culture collapse so suddenly, leaving behind only silent pyramids and moss-covered ruins? In Iran, the ancient city of Persepolis still stands as a monument to ambition and artistry. Its vast stone terraces and carved stairways once hosted kings who ruled half the known world. Yet, in a single night of fire, the city was reduced to ash. Legend says it was Alexander the Great's revenge. Others whisper that the destruction hid something greater, knowledge or relics that were never meant to survive. In the remote steppe of Kazakhstan, a vast geoglyph known as the Turgai swastika stretches across the landscape. Built from mounds of earth and stone, it forms precise geometric patterns only visible from the sky. Dating back thousands of years, it predates flight by millennia. How did ancient people create such massive designs with mathematical perfection, never able to see them from above? Deep in the Himalayas, carved into cliffs and hidden valleys, lie hundreds of mysterious caves, hollowed high above the ground, unreachable without modern climbing gear. Inside are ancient murals, relics, and skeletons. Who carved these sky caves, and how did people once live in places even birds struggle to reach? Across the Pacific, on the island of Pohnpei, stands Nanmadol, a city built entirely on the water. Massive basalt blocks form canals, walls, and temples rising from the lagoon. Some stones weigh over 50 tons, yet no one knows how they were transported across the sea. Local legends speak of sorcerers who used magic to float them into place. Modern science offers no simpler explanation. In the sands of Sudan, the forgotten pyramids of Meru stand in silence. Smaller than those of Egypt, but no less grand, they mark the resting places of the Kushite kings, rulers of an African empire that once conquered Egypt itself. Each pyramid is inscribed with stories of gods and battles, waiting to be translated, waiting to remind the world that history's heart beats not in one place, but in many. Every ruin, every relic, every forgotten city adds another thread to the great tapestry of humanity. Far in the frozen reaches of Siberia, buried beneath layers of permafrost, lie the ruins of strange circular fortresses made from stone and bone. Some believe they date back to a forgotten Ice Age civilization long before written history began. Hunters stumble upon massive carvings half buried in snow, their shapes resembling animals no one has seen in living memory. The cold has preserved them perfectly, as if time itself froze their stories mid-sentence. In the center of Bolivia, high upon the Altiplano Plateau, stands Pumapunku, a site whose precision defies logic. Gigantic stone blocks are cut with machine-like accuracy, edges so clean they could pass for modern engineering. Some weigh more than 100 tons and fit together like puzzle pieces. How could ancient builders, with no iron tools or wheels, create such flawless geometry? Did they possess knowledge lost to the ages, or are we simply underestimating the genius of the human mind? Beneath the waters of the North Sea, archaeologists have discovered traces of an ancient land they call Doggerland. Once a vast plain connecting Britain to Europe, it was home 2000s before being swallowed by rising seas over 8,000 years ago. Now, sonar scans reveal remnants of forests, rivers, and settlements lying silent under the waves. It reminds us how fragile civilization can be and how easily entire worlds can vanish. In Mexico, deep in the Yucatan Peninsula, the sacred cenotes, natural sinkholes, hold offerings and skeletons of the Maya. These were not just wells but portals to the underworld, places where life and death intertwined. Divers exploring their depths find gold, pottery, and human remains perfectly preserved in the darkness. Each descent is like traveling through time into the heart of ancient belief. In the Indian Ocean, near the coast of Sri Lanka, sonar has revealed the outline of an enormous submerged city. Locals call it the city of Ravana, the mythical king from ancient texts. Gigantic walls and geometric patterns stretch for miles beneath the waves. Science has yet to confirm its age, but if proven real, it could rewrite the history of South Asia entirely. High in the mountains of Peru lies the fortress of Ollantaytambo, walls of colossal stone blocks stacked with surgical precision. Legends say the builders possessed a stone softening technique, allowing them to mold rock like clay. Modern science can't explain the craftsmanship. Standing there, surrounded by mountains and clouds, it feels less like ruins and more like the blueprint of a forgotten technology. And on the far side of the world, in Australia's outback, ancient rock art tells stories older than memory itself. Figures painted in ochre depict beings with halos, strange tools, and glowing shapes in the sky. The Aboriginal people call them the Wandjina, sky ancestors who taught humanity how to live. In the shadow of the Himalayas, hidden among snow-capped peaks, lies the ancient kingdom of Mustang. Its cliffs are pierced with hundreds of man-made caves, some painted with vivid murals, others filled with skeletons sitting in meditation. Archaeologists believe they were carved more than 2,500 years ago, perhaps as tombs, temples, or safe havens from war. But no records tell us who built them or why they vanished into the clouds. Far to the west, in the deserts of Iran, the mysterious towers of silence rise from the barren land. For centuries, the Zoroastrians used these circular structures to leave their dead exposed to the sun and vultures, believing the earth must remain pure. Yet some of these towers predate known Zoroastrian history, their origin uncertain. Were they part of an older ritual or evidence of a lost spiritual system that shaped later faiths? In the Pacific Ocean, the island of Khosrae hides the ruins of Lilu, a city built of coral blocks and basalt columns. Like non-Madal, it once ruled a vast maritime kingdom, its canals flowing between temples and royal tombs. The city now sleeps beneath jungle vines and saltwater mist. Who first dreamed of building such wonders on remote islands far from any continent? In the Arabian Peninsula, the Nabatean city of Hegra, twin sister to Petra, stands carved into rose-colored cliffs. Its facades glow red at sunset, marked by symbols no one has yet deciphered. Once part of a vast trade network stretching across the desert, it vanished mysteriously around the same time Petra fell. Did war, drought, or something deeper erase them from history? In North America, beneath the rolling plains of Illinois, lies an ancient mound city older than any European settlement on the continent. Cahokia once rivaled the great capitals of the Old World, with tens of thousands of inhabitants. Its wooden palisades and massive earthworks still outline a civilization that flourished and disappeared without leaving a written word. What caused its sudden fall? Famine? Conflict? Or something that history has chosen to forget? In Spain, hidden within deep caverns, prehistoric artists painted herds of bison, deer, and mysterious symbols glowing in torchlight. The caves of Altamira and Lascaux show a sophistication that challenges everything we thought about early humans. These were not crude drawings, but masterpieces filled with motion and meaning. What inspired them? Were these early people trying to communicate with gods or with us? And far out in the Atlantic, the legend of Atlantis still echoes. Some believe it was only a myth, a cautionary tale of pride and loss. Others claim fragments of truth lie beneath the sea, in ruins scattered across continents. Whether